Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something totally different. Welcome to a much earlier entree into the Total War series. This is Total War Rome 2. This specifically is the Emperor Edition. I've also picked up a bunch of the DLCs, although not all of them. There are still some that I haven't bought. The campaign packs mostly, like Beast, Hannibal at the Gates, Empire Divided, that kind of stuff. So there is some stuff I'm still missing. Rome 2 is a really interesting game to me. When Rome 2 came out back in 2013, I remember that, and I remember I actually bought it fairly soon after it came out, and tried it, and it was a mess. Rome 2 at release was kind of a disaster of a game. It was buggy, it was hard to play, a lot of the mechanics didn't quite seem to mesh or work right, certainly the balance was terrible. But in the years since then, it's been, 6 years since this game came out, it's fairly old now. It's been updated and patched, and all this DLC released, and all kinds of stuff happened to it, and now, it's actually in a pretty good place. Multiplayer Rome 2, I haven't played a whole lot, but I've played a few multiplayer matches, they're pretty fun. I've certainly watched other people playing Rome 2 on YouTube, and it's become a much better game than the one that I remember when I fired it up and played a Rome campaign for about 100 turns or so, and then stopped. Just because I got too frustrated with the way the game seemed unfinished, or seemed to be not in a great place. And I actually uninstalled it for quite some time, but just recently, I reinstalled it and fired it back up, and I've been messing around a little bit. And you know what? I've decided I wanna kind of go back to this, because I do think that Rome 2, at this point, could easily be considered the best of the historical Total War games. In terms of where it is now, it's in quite a good place, and it's been cleaned up. It has kind of modern control systems, so it's easier to play than Medieval 2, although Medieval 2 is still a fantastic game, and I will always love it deep in my soul. I have to admit that nowadays playing it seems clunky. Rome 2 doesn't have that problem. Rome 2 is, I won't say it's perfectly balanced, because it's certainly not, but it's balanced well enough to be enjoyable. And it's just a lot of fun. There are a lot of factions in this game, with a lot of different units, so there's an interesting degree of variety. I don't even have all the factions, because I know that Hannibal at the Gates introduces the Lusitani. I think there are a couple of other barbarian factions that I don't have. But there's a lot of stuff to mess around with, even though it doesn't quite have the same variety as Warhammer, with, the giant monsters and the flying units and the sorcerers and all that. Rome 2, I think, still gives a really cool experience, and so I'm gonna play it for a while. But it's not enough to just have me, an almost complete noob, jumping face first into Rome 2 and seeing what I can do. Oh no, we have to make this a little more interesting and/or weirder. I'm going to be playing the Odrysian Kingdom. The Odrysian Kingdom was introduced in, I think, the first DLC, or one of the early DLCs, the Pirates and Raiders DLC. And the Odrysian Kingdom is based off of... The Odrysian Kingdom, I should say, was an actual historical thing. It was a kingdom in Thrace. And Thrace is... Let me see if I can point it out on our world map here. Thrace, where are we? Baltic tribes... where are they at? Not Black Sea colonies. Balkan tribes, there we are. The Odrysian Kingdom, it's up here. It's north of Macedon, right by the Black Sea. Thrace, and the Thracians, I should say, the people who lived in this area, were like boogeymen to the Greeks for a long time. The Thracians were considered incredibly dangerous, incredibly violent. They were the prototypical barbarians to the Greeks who lived to their south, down here somewhere if this was Thrace on the map. Greece would be, down over here. They featured in literature sometimes. They were widely known as mercenaries. Persian armies used Thracian mercenaries. Greek armies used Thracian mercenaries. The Thracians, in fact, are the people who are credited with the invention of the peltast, which was the kind of the second most important class, I suppose I should say, of fighter in Greek armies after the hoplite. Now, the Thracians also used hoplites, but the Thracians were most famous for their peltasts, for lightly armored, fast-moving warriors with little armor, as I said, little armor, but javelins or slings or other missile weapons, and using the falx. The falx and the rompea are the weapons that are probably most famous coming from Thrace. sharply forward-curved, heavy swords that could inflict very serious damage because when swung, all the force of their swing, and they were fairly large weapons, or could be, were concentrated in the tip and the very last portion of the blade. There are several videos on YouTube of historical reenactment experts or people who forge reproduction weapons or have received reproduction weapons talking about and even testing out modern reproductions of falxes and potentially even rompeas, although I haven't seen any of those. But they're dangerous. They're fucking very dangerous weapons. Thracian peltasts actually are represented in this game. They're a fairly expensive, I believe, just from looking around at the different factions. They seem fairly expensive and quite high quality by the standards of peltast units, javelin thrower types of units, and particularly because they're much more dangerous in melee than most skirmishers are, because they have a higher melee attack than is normal for skirmishers. Normal skirmishers have melee attacks of between 12 and 18, whereas Thracian peltasts have 28. They have a charge bonus, albeit not a high one, and their weapon damage is much higher than normal. Now, I don't know exactly how all these stats compare to comparable stats in Warhammer 2. Like, if this was Warhammer, I would know exactly what weapon damage 35 with 10 armor piercing meant. I'm not sure it means exactly the same thing in Rome 2, but I'm going to pretend it means roughly the same thing and kind of proceed on that basis. But the reason why I'm choosing to play the Adrician Kingdom is that the Adrician Kingdom has an incredibly limited roster. The Adrician Kingdom is good at like 2 things, and literally has no ability to do other things. It's a weak faction in the sense that it's highly, highly restricted. So I'm going to be playing them in campaign, which is what I'm going to do today. I'm also going to be playing some multiplayer battles with them, just to kind of see if I can figure out how to use them. Because the thing about the Thracians is, the Thracians don't really have defensive infantry. They don't have tough infantry. In multiplayer battles, they're allowed to recruit mercenary hoplites, which I think is representing the fact that the Thracians actually fought with hoplites, that they got, by influence from the Greek city-states to their south. But these are the types of units that the Thracians were infamous for, besides their peltast skirmishers. And these are the units that are represented in Rome 2 for them. Falx and Rompea infantry, so the mercenary falxmen, Thracian warriors, and Thracian nobles. And all of these units have 2 things in common. They have absolute dogshit melee defense, and they have a massive charge bonus for infantry. Mercenary falxmen, charge bonus of 48. Thracian warriors, charge bonus of 36, and this charge bonus, I'm pretty sure, does work like it does in Warhammer 2, so it increases both melee attack and weapon damage when you charge, and then it fades over a small period of time, a short period of time. So a charge bonus of 48 more than doubles this unit's melee attack and weapon damage. For the Thracian warriors, their melee attack is already quite high, and the charge bonus pushes it up to over 80, with also over 80 weapon damage. Thracian nobles, which are a much more expensive unit, but they actually have some armor, and their charge bonus is massive, like shock cavalry levels of charge bonus there. When these guys hit, they hit hard. I've done a couple just real basic custom game tests against other infantry. Thracian nobles butcher low-tier infantry in seconds, and against high-tier infantry, the fight turns into just a straight-up bloodbath on both sides. Because, of course, the Thracian nobles have melee defense of 14, so they cannot defend themselves whatsoever. They also have no shield. Despite having a shield on their icon there, they don't have any missile block chance. They have armor, and some of their armor comes from shield value. I'm not sure what differentiates shield value from base value in Rome 2 mechanics, but they don't block missiles. If an archer unit targets Thracian nobles, it massacres them. They get slaughtered in an alarmingly short time. But their morale is very high, their health is high, their melee attack is insane, especially combined with their charge bonus, and they have this activatable ability Headhunt, which apparently gives them, from watching the card in custom battles, it gives them more attack, and mainly lowers their defense a little bit, but for them, of course, that doesn't matter. And then when it ticks off, it gives them a whole bunch of fatigue all at once. So kind of a pros and cons thing. But in any case, so this is what the Adrician Kingdom has. In terms of infantry, it's all shock infantry, essentially, which is interesting. It's not a category that you see very often. In terms of missiles, they have absolutely garbage archers and slingers, so their actual long-range units are pretty crap. But their Thracian peltasts are very, very good in the category. They have some armor, they have good melee defense, attack, weapon damage, so they can throw their javelins, which do it seems like more damage than most javelins do, including a bunch of armor piercing. And then when they're out, they can charge into melee against their weakened targets and actually do pretty well. And in terms of cavalry, Thracians do have a pretty decent high-tier cavalry, as well as a middling, sort of cheapish cavalry, sort of a cheap utility thing. Both of their cavalry have a bonus versus large, which I think is fairly common in Rome 2. And then they also have the Thracian cavalry, a missile cavalry, which seems quite decent as well, mainly because it has a high melee attack and, once again, high weapon damage, albeit not as much armor piercing. So, I think these guys are probably quite good. These guys are quite good. These guys are damaging but fragile. I don't know, it seems like an interesting faction to play. It's not one I've ever played before. The only previous times I've played Rome 2, I played a Rome campaign for a while, and I played a Carthage campaign for a little while. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So let's hop into campaign. So we've got the Thracian Kingdom. So in general, first of all, I pay half as much for mercenaries, but upkeeping them costs half as much again. So upkeep on mercenaries, if I keep them around, will get expensive really, really quick. My missile units come out with 2 extra experience ranks, and I get 100% extra income from raiding and sacking. So obviously I want to be doing that a lot. So the Thracian Kingdom, as I said, was a historical polity. It was created from a variety of disparate Thracian tribes, and it existed for several hundred years, although it was eventually more or less defeated by the Macedonians to its south, and then, or the Macedonians, I suppose I should say, if I'm using the old-timey correct pronunciations. And then Thrace was subjugated by the Romans, and so the Thracian kingdom disappeared, Thrace became a Roman province, and over time the Thracian ethnic group also more or less disappeared, and sort of blended into... this is now like... I'm trying to think of what country it is, and I'm gonna screw it up. I think this is now Bulgaria, essentially. But in any case, let's see what we can do with these guys. I'm under the impression that this campaign is going to be hard as fuck, especially because I don't know what I'm doing in this game. So, by all means, understand, I'm going to screw this up. I don't know how to play this game. I know how to play Total War games in general, but I don't know how to play Rome 2. So, sit back, relax. If you have advice, absolutely toss it out in the comments. Expect me to make many, many mistakes. And let's see how it goes.
The varied peoples of Thrace have united under your banner, and they look to you for leadership in an uncertain world. The belligerence of the Macedonians to the southeast threatens war. Should it come, your people must be prepared, so you must ready your forces. The warlike Tribali to the west pose a similar threat, and their aggression must be kept in check. To the south, Tilis is vulnerable. Their war with Macedon may make them useful allies, or it may distract attention if you decide to break your treaty and strike. Across the Danube River, the Getae may be your kin, but their ultimate ambitions are unknown. There may be profit in cooperation, but they must be watched carefully. It is time for your people to ascend as a great nation, for history to record the rise of the Thracian kingdom.
Can I just say, this guy's brass mustache on his faceplate is amazing. I love it. I want one. Okay, so we're supposed to control 2 provinces directly. We have some bonus objectives that I should probably look at. That's not the right button. Hold up. I don't know what my buttons are. Diplomacy, objectives. There we go. Okay, so we want to be trading with 2 factions, and we want to be at war with the Tribali. Great. My ultimate objectives, of course, are to basically conquer everything, as is per usual. You can also win an economic victory in this game, albeit it is hilariously expensive. You have to have an income of 90,000 talents with 150 units maintained. That's a lot of money. You can see my faction here. There's a political system in Rome 2, but I don't know that it matters a whole lot. Right now, my family is tiny. The Thracian dynasty is me. I control the court, so my influence gives me bonuses. And there's also the Tribe of the Moon is the only other party. They are pacifist and bigoted, which seems like a terrible combination. That sounds like an awful combination, to be honest. Their leader, yes, he's a bigot. The successor is a traditionalist, which seems fine, so okay. Basically, I'm not going to mess with this. I'm going to let that be what it is. In any case, I start off with Odessos as my capital, which is interesting because Odessos was historically actually a Greek colony. I think the Thracians weren't really, like, the Thracians kind of controlled this area-ish, but not directly. And I start with one small army, so I've got my king with a unit of Thracian Royal Cavalry, a unit of Thracian Cavalry, and 2 Thracian Skirmishers. In terms of what I can recruit Skirmishers or I can recruit Spears. Spears are pretty shit. They do have melee defense, but that's all they have. Otherwise, everything about them is garbage. That said, I have that cheap mercenary thing, so if mercenaries build up, I can recruit them for practically nothing. I just can't afford to keep them around, so in my case, this is basically just I pay once to use them in a battle, or possibly 2 battles if I fight 2 battles in 1 turn, and then I dismiss them before the end of the turn because their maintenance cost for me is obscene. It looks like instead of plus 50%, I actually pay double maintenance. That may be what that plus 50% meant. Okay, so yeah, having a unit of mercenary Thracian warriors would cost me 350 gold per turn. Yikes. Still, I think that is definitely going to fuel my expansion. Now, in terms of what I want to do here, this province, I am in a minor settlement, and Pulpodeva over here is the capital of this province. So this is the settlement I want to take, which means I want to be at war with the Macedonians. Tillus tempted to attack Anthea and take that. But I think I want to take Pulpodeva first if that's possible. So let's send my guy here over to see what's in Pulpodeva. They've got an army with some hoplites, some royal peltasts. Those guys are going to be hell to fight. Javelinmen I'm not too worried about. Could upgrade this to get a little more income. That might be really useful. But I could also... Let's see what I can build. Okay, so this would give me Thracian peltasts. This would give me slingers. So long range or high damage plus some melee capacity. That's the choice there. Or I could get some more income, but I think recruitment is probably more important. I like the idea of Thracian peltasts, to be honest, but at the same time, I guess I probably could use some long-range capabilities. Having long-range missile units, even if they don't have super impressive damage, seems like tactically a really good idea. Okay, then we're going to move out here. I don't think... He might be able to reach me from there, but I doubt it. At least not if he has the same movement levels that I do. And we're just going to get some cheap spears in here for right now. I believe I have 4 recruitment points. Yeah. Okay, in terms of research then, let's start with this thing. 25% ammo to missile units, and it lets me recruit champions. Great. Didn't mean to press that, and we'll end the turn. Also, gotta say, one thing I like about Rome 2, the turn ends go by faster than they do in Warhammer. Should probably have checked diplomacy before I ended this turn as well. I am surrounded by people who could potentially jump on me if attacking Macedon weakens me, which could be worrisome. How am I doing on mercenaries? I got 2 mercenary units available, which is good. They're both missile units also, which is even better. Now, what I want to do... Has he pulled out?
The road goes ever on and on.
Ah, Tillus is sending in an army. An army with 6 units. Pulpodeva has a 7-unit garrison, including pikemen. So that seems likely to backfire on them. But if they're pulling out,
A merry meeting, treading secret paths.
then I'm going to move up close and get some more recruits in here. I've got 2 skirmishers. Let's get a 3rd skirmisher, and then 3 more spears. Odessos is still holding on. it looks like Tillus is going to go besiege Pulpudeva, which is fine if they do that. Because if they do that, then I'll just wait until they take it. I have a treaty with them, I believe, to start out with. The advisor mentioned that. So I'll just wait for them to take Pulpudeva, then break the treaty and attack them while the garrison is destroyed, and they have weakened troops. Okay, the Gete and the whoever those are. We've got our craftsman's house, so we can now recruit slingers if we want. Pulpudeva does have walls. Oh, but the garrison is actually damaged. Oh, if I go up to a woodworker, then I can also recruit ballistas. That's pretty swell. But I need emergency measures. Okay, well, let's research emergency measures. Like, what the hell, right? Now, let's hire up some mercenaries. Let's get some mercenary Dacian bowmen to help us out here. And then also one mercenary Thracian peltist. And go in. Athens and Sparta will help them. Okay, hold on. There might be a trick here that I can pull. Tell us.
We will gladly listen to your offers, but do not wrap them in
Yeah,
lies.
you're at war
The
with
spirits know
Macedon.
truth.
So joining their war shouldn't be the same thing as just declaring war on Macedon, right? Does this work? Can I get you to give me money for it?
I'm not here to burden you with demands. My offer is what we consider worthy of your people.
Let's... I'll just join your war. Okay. Okay, so now I'm at war with Macedon. Right? Yes. Now I'm at war with Macedon. And I automatically start out with ladders. They've got hoplites, a mob, slingers, a pikeman. Yeah, I think I can just take them out. Let's do it. I'm not sure why that Macedonian army ran away, but fucking great. I'm glad it did. Lets me just kind of sneak in here. So I've got a couple archers. I should be able to do some damage to them from beyond their own effective range. The towers I'll have to worry about probably. But in Rome 2, you have the mechanic where infantry units can throw torches at a gate and burn it down. So I can sacrifice a couple of cheap, unimportant spears to burn down the gates, like as many gates as I can, and then send them in. The only unit that I'm really worried about here is the pikes. And I should be able to kill those with the archers. That's why I got the archer, and my various skirmishers, of course. And these guys can fight in melee once they've thrown their javelins. So, got my 4 ladders.
Warriors, eager for blood.
Let's kind of split the enemy up a little bit. Let's set up my ladders right here. Let's have a unit attacking that gate. Let's have 2 units attacking this gate. Then for my skirmishers, let's have these 3 guys over there. Have these guys over here. Thracian peltists can back them up, and we'll have the archers, and we'll have my cavalry, and the Thracian royal cav will be over here. Okay. Burn down the gate. Ladders. Go in. Burn down the gate. Skirmishers can be like up-ish. Archers. Do I even need them to be in range? They can just stay back here, right?
Missile-armed riders.
I don't think it really matters. And there must be somebody guarding that that tower. They are inflicting some damage, but this is fine overall.
Get running! Warriors! Spears! Spears ready!
Alright, there go the spears. Those slingers are going to absolutely waste them, I'm willing to bet. They're taking some damage, but the ladders are going to get up on the walls, and once that happens, I think we're in with a chance. There's a mob back here. Over here, the gate is at 15% fire damage. But those arrows, my god. My god. I was hoping this would work better than it seems to be working. Well, it's still working, I'm just taking a lot of casualties in the process. And honestly, I'm not super worried about taking casualties among my shitty units here. Let's shoot at... If I could shoot at those militia hoplites, that'd be grand. Let's get them up here.
The men are wavering.
Yeah, I'm sure the men are wavering. Yikes. Okay, that didn't work as well as I was hoping it would. This gatehouse is on fire. Please burn down. Come on now.
Our men flee the field of battle.
Okay, the guys in front of the gate have just been routed, but we've got our troops up on the walls. And I think my spears are going to be able to take out a random mob. I hope. Yes. Good. Get over there. Attack those slingers. Meanwhile, you guys get up on the wall. Definitely get those mercenary peltists up on the wall. Okay, gate.
The enemy's gates have been destroyed.
Burned? Gate burned, I think. Yes, excellent.
Get forward! Skirmishers! Order!
Excellent.
Spears!
I need you to fight them. Come on, fight them.
You have our spears? Spears!
I need you to go fight them. Don't stop, please. God.
Spears! Woman! Follow me!
These guys can go take the gate. Alright, we've got troops inside.
Our general is under attack.
Yeah, whatever. And we're capturing the gate.
Battle ready!
Okay, these mercenary Thracian peltists need to get over here. There are a lot of militia hoplites up here. Can I fire at them? Can I attack them? These mercenary Thracian peltists might still be able to deal with them in melee. It's possible. Why don't I get those guys over there? Chasing units off over there. Yeah, capture the gate, please. General. There's the pikes. Alright, so get my skirmishers in real quick now. Militia hoplites are winning, I would say. But it could be worse. Why don't you go, like, throw spears at them or something? Actually, no, come over here. No. Throw spears. I don't know what I want them to do. Can I just... Are they just ignoring me? Could I just run a charge on them real quick? Yes! Nice. No, get out. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out.
Advance at speed! Battle ready!
Yeah, let's throw some spears at him. Okay, there we go. It's not going to matter how the fight here at the walls goes then. These mercenary Thracian peltasts have got 61 kills. They are monsters. They are absolutely doing God's work. And these pikes are getting absolutely owned by javelins, while they stand there facing this way because they are afraid of my spears.
Remember your wives! Your children!
Yep, remember your wives, Georgius.
Spearmen ready for battle!
You just gotta keep those wives of yours in mind.
Our spears are yours! Kill! Battle ready!
And we have taken the wall. Excellent. I think that's the game. Alright. Good job, lads. Only had to get 500 of you murdered. I'm sure there was a better way that I could have done that, but you know what? It worked. 88 kills on an enemy slinger. That's a little painful. Those mercenary Thracian peltasts, though. Thracian peltasts do not take any shit. I mean, like, these guys climbed a wall straight into melee, and they still wrecked at least one unit of hoplites outright. I love those little combat animations on the main map, even if they do waste time. Alright. Let's sack the place. For money. And now, we'll move in and occupy. Okay, we've gained some Imperium, so I can now field more armies, fleets, etc. And we can enact an edict per turn. Pulpadeva is damaged, but let's convert that into a sacred enclosure. Let's repair that, because we could use it. And I don't want to upgrade that yet, because I want to upgrade it to get the archers. But we've now conquered the center of the province. Fantastic. Tillus has 2 armies over there, which makes me nervous. And I need to disband my mercenaries. Woof, yeah, look at that. All of a sudden income jumps to 836. Now, in case Tillus comes after me, Odessos does have a garrison, and it's actually a fairly impressive garrison, but it only includes 1 melee unit. Well, and these 4 assault raiders, so the equivalent of 3 melee units. I do need some food. Because my food income is, I think right now, 0. And the only thing saving me is that my food cost per turn is also 0. But if I'm repairing that, pretty soon I'm going to want some food. So let's go right ahead and upgrade that to a fisherman. And then with my remaining 1,200, I think I'm going to raise another army in Odessos. These guys are both Tribe of the Moon. I think that's my queen right there. Yeah, well, let's get a Tribe of the Moon guy, and we're going to make him a Thracian nobles unit. So he'll be a real hard-hitting infantry unit, and he can just garrison Odessos for right now. We'll recruit some spears for him as well. I also have a fleet, and I don't think I need a fleet. So let's disband at least 2 of those guys. We'll keep 1 ship just to kind of cruise around, I guess. We'll park him at Odessos for right now. Oh, fuck. They're the Macedonians. There's 13 units worth of Macedonians. Yikes. Super unfortunate.
Ready for orders.
Let's hope they don't attack me. I feel like if they attack me, I'm screwed.
Ready for battle.
Woof. Yeah, I feel like if they attack me, I'm done for. Unless Tillus has another army right down here that comes to help.
The road goes ever on and on.
Do they?
On the move.
Maybe not. But yeah, against actual hoplites, I mean, I have a lot of javelins. that might be my saving grace, that I have these 3 skirmishers plus the Thracian cavalry. If I can just lock his units in place, I can kill them with ranged fire. But he's got some really high-quality infantry that I don't think I can beat. So, oof. We'll see what happens, I guess. Okay, thank God. He's not coming in, or at least he's not coming in full force. I am in a little bit of a vulnerable position, though. If I engage a Macedonian army of hoplites on open ground, yep, yeah. Food shortage, I thought that was coming. Actually, hold up. What's costing so much food? Oh, it's the armies. Armies cost food. But yeah, so I've got some food production coming. It'll be just a couple of turns. Public order is unfortunately going down, but not all that much from the food, more from the provincial instability and devastation and cultural differences. Working to fix that with the sacred enclosure. Right now, the most worrisome thing is the Thunderbolts of Zeus over here. They have 2 pikeman units, which don't worry me, 2 javelinman units, which also don't worry me all that much. The food shortage is causing my troops to desert. Super yikes. Why now? Yeah, convert that to a settlement, please. Alright, so that says that the thing to do is to move in and take these guys out before this becomes more of a problem. So let's... Great, mercenary Thracian warriors, let's grab some of them. Let's not convert that right now, actually, because I don't have the cash. We'll drop in a couple of mercenary Thracian peltasts as well, and go in against the Thunderbolts. Alright, that's actually very much in my favor, so I'm just going to auto-resolve that fight in protective stance. Great. Let's... I only got 33 captives, but they're expensive ones, so I'm going to release them for money. And we've leveled up the army. Now, those Falx units that I was talking about, the Thracian infantry and the Thracian nobles, they're at Thracian warriors and Thracian nobles. They're actually sword units, I believe, so we're going to level up our sword dudes. And then... Okay, that's fine. All my units are still dying, and now I'm losing hundreds of gold per turn, so we're going to go back to Pulpodeva, and once again, disband all my mercenaries. Doing that really does cut down on the mercenaries available, but I feel like I wouldn't have been able to win that battle so handily if I hadn't done that. So back to Pulpodeva with us. A couple more turns we'll have to suffer through the food shortage. But overall, I feel like things are going pretty well. We're just going to keep these guys in port, where they will add to our Thracian noble availability. We've got more than 200 Thracian nobles in the town right now, which I feel like is pretty useful. I'm going to keep these spears. I could disband them, theoretically, but I'm not going to recruit more right at the moment. But I'm going to keep them just to prevent anyone from feeling like they should come down and attack me. Let's see who likes us, though. Tillus likes us right now because we've been fighting the Macedonians.
I look forward to your wisdom.
They don't want to trade with us, though.
To a cup of wine first.
Okay, I can't afford to pay you any money. How about these guys?
The gods will have me listen to you, but do not pass the day in words without merit.
He's an expansionist, so he doesn't want a non-aggression pact. What about these guys?
Well met, friend.
Safe.
Excellent. Okay, great. So we have non-aggression with them. That's useful. They are unreliable, unfortunately, and expansionist, so that's worrisome. The Tribali hate us, because apparently we broke a treaty with them, and we are at war with the Macedonians. So that's fine. We'll have to deal with them, but we'll deal with them later. Good trade with Pontus. I would like to trade with someone. Are you sure? You sure we don't want to trade? Man.
Greetings, my friend.
Nobody wants to trade with me.
You have my ear for your speech, and if it profits my people...
Alright, I think that's about all I can do right now, but that's fine. At least I've got non-aggression with these guys. These guys might still try to come down and wreck my shit, but they're involved in a war right now, as far as I know, so they probably shouldn't do that. I think they're going to stay there and just lick their wounds. These guys, I would like to recruit some slingers into this army, but not while I'm suffering desertion. So let's just end the turn again. Hopefully the garrison of Pupudeva will start coming back. The Macedonians are just running armies around right now. They're not attacking anybody. They're just kind of swapping armies back and forth, which is interesting. Albeit, I don't feel like it's very useful for them. Okay, we got emergency measures. Yep, attrition. They want me to recruit a spy. There was a sabotage attempt, which we defeated, and we exposed an enemy spy. We also gained an admiral trait that makes my people worse. And my general gained some shit. Cool. Pupudeva still doesn't have a garrison because this is still not my city, so we're going to swap that over to a regular settlement since I have a little bit of cash on hand right now. I have some mercenaries available if I need them. That is an army of Tillus that looks like it is going in against the Macedonians. I'm fine with that. Let's deploy over here to make a little bit more money. And there's the Griffin's Grace. So yeah, oof, Royal Peltists are a very, very damaging offensive unit. And I believe they also have 4 or 5 javelins they can throw. So they're also kind of a skirmish unit. But for right now, public order is still going down once I get the food situation settled. The food situation actually, it looks like, is settled. Well, at least it's at 0, so I have a shortage, but it's not getting worse. And I am starting to replenish my units. I don't know what's changed. I honestly don't. But that will help some. I would love to be able to upgrade this to an altar that will give me more public order and cultural influence. Like the altar of Sabatsios, I think, is the way to go with it. I need public order badly. And as soon as I can recruit some archers, I'll also do that. But for right now, we're just going to end another turn, I think. This army... Let's combine those guys. Woof. Also combine those guys. This army needs some time to recover. I'm not going to give it 5 turns, but I might give it 3 or 4 turns. I am, however, going to spend some cash here recruiting a few new units. Even with the mercenaries, I definitely want to have, like, 13 or 14 units in this army before I pursue real aggressive offensive action. And for technologies, let's research... I want to get my military better. Being able to construct stables seems like it would be a pretty good thing. Those Thracian horsemen are pretty solid. Alright. Let's run a couple more turns and see what we get. If I see a good opportunity, I'm probably going to backstab Tillus and take them out. Because I really want to consolidate this whole province. Once I do that, I can issue an edict. Do all sorts of cool stuff with it. But it looks like Tellus is sticking with all their forces real close to their capital. And I do kind of need to get public order issues under control. Otherwise, I'm going to have a rebellion, and a rebellion will be a serious problem. Oh, god damn it. Outraged populace. You're the worst. The absolute worst. What trait did I gain? Oh, god. You're also the worst. Why are you unsure about the underworld? What gives him that trait? Where did it come from? This guy also got it. And I'm mad about it. Because he's crippling my public order and there's gonna be a rebellion. It's the worst. Absolute worst. Can you do something about this spy? 3% chance. Well, there's a 52% success, whatever that means, chance, so yeah, give it a shot. Well, I failed. But at least I increased in rank, so that's nice, I guess. I honestly don't know what all of these, do necessarily. But sure, let's take Orator. And in Pulpodeva... Yeah, cultural differences are a big part of my public order problem. So I definitely could use a little bit. Oh, I've also got a wonder. The Sanctuary of the Great Gods. That's pretty neat. More mercenaries available, which is nice. Let's get some more spears, some more slings, and then I think next turn this army will be ready to go out. That said, I probably need to keep it around to ward off the rebellion. When the rebellion will need to be crushed as quickly as possible so that I can engage in more foreign military adventurism. Because, as we all know, that is the proper course. Under all circumstances, foreign military adventurism will solve all your problems. If I could catch another Macedonian army alone and kill it, that would go a long way towards making the situation better. Particularly because I can take the money that I earn from killing Macedonians and plow it straight into more mercenaries. Yes, a rebellion is inevitable. Okay, so we finally wounded that damn spy. And we've completed some construction. Construction of what? Oh, we completed the settlement construction. That's lovely. Unfortunately, my public order is dog shit. I'm 68% Balkan. And I could stand to be more of that. And slaves are damaging my public order. As are cultural differences and events. Events. What event is damaging my public order? Oh, is it just the event of it being winter? Yes, it's partially at least the event of it being winter. And my income is also garbage because it's winter. This is a complicated campaign. I'm not ready to say it's a really hard campaign yet because I just haven't played enough of it to know, but definitely there are some factors that I'm not dealing with as effectively as I need to. So we got 8 units down there. I have 13 units in this army, most of which are at full strength, but my infantry is of woefully lower quality than his. Let's just kind of move out of Pulpodeva, like, close enough to fight him next turn, but also close enough to attack any enemies who go after the city. Well, the city has its garrison, and its garrison is fairly solid. We've got some Thracian peltasts, we've got several javelin skirmishers, and we've got 1 unit of warriors, plus some spears. Let's just kind of move out here. You, sir... You could use a couple of spears and a slinger. Not gonna leave me with much money next turn, but we'll see what we can. Okay, so there's the rebellion. The rebels have arrived. His army is actually suffering attrition for some reason. That warms the cockles of my black Thracian heart. Why am I attacking... Oh, Tillus. Tillus came up here to attack my rebels. Okay. That's fine. If Tillus wants to kill my rebels, okay. We're allies. I'm just gonna kill him. Appreciate it, bro. Tillus and I were good friends. I'll regret it when I have to murder them and take their land. But only for a short time. So, yes, there was a rebellion. And then the enemy army routed. Trait gained. Foul mouth. Bathis, you're the worst. The absolute worst. I'm still losing public order. Why am I losing public order? Again. Provincial instability is the biggest problem. Now, but... Ugh. I'm at +2 from the season. I'm still losing I'm mad about this. Alright, Balkan culture is now going down. And Celtic culture is going up. That's because of Tillus. Tillus is giving me Celtic culture. But this Macedonian army is dropping. Ooh, Bronze Fort, Headhunt. That seems like that will give me access to my infantry, so let's take that. Can you slow him down? Ooh, bribe unit. And nah.
How can I treading secret paths? There is more I could do.
There's 3 Macedonian armies and a fleet here. And Pella also has quite the garrison, so I'm not going to be able to take them out. That means that it's probably time to go after Tillus. For one thing, that will knock out the Celtic culture, which will help me. And for another thing, it'll just, you know, get me more income and help consolidate the province. I also have to take Navissos over here, away from the Tribali. But that will kind of extend me geographically a little bit, and I'm not sure I want that. So let's send the followers of Kotis down here. A couple mercenaries available, but not many. Grab a couple cheap spears for auto-resolve, if nothing else. And the blades are all ready to go as well. So I can bring both my armies together. Should be able to take out Anthea without too much trouble, especially if the glory of Epona is down here at the time. And that may be where we wrap it up, because I've been going for about an hour at this point. Or close to an hour. But let's see if we can get that done this turn. The Macedonians are falling back on Pella, and that's just too tough for me to attack at the moment. Absolutely not practical for me to go in against that many enemies. But hopefully I can pull off my little smash and grab against my own allies here. Oh, Lord. Oh, it was a plague in this. Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. I love that. This army caught a plague and then it brought it right back to Pella, so now probably they're going to infect all of the other armies in the area. That's amazing. And Tillus is going away. And I'm about to have a rebellion. How the fuck do I stop this goddamn rebellion? I don't think I have a way to do that. You can just stay here for now.
For the tribe!
Okay. Now, I think it might be time to commit gross diplomatic treachery.
Ready for orders!
If I go over there,
Move out! For the
if
tribe!
you attack Anthea, yes, you can have help. So, hey Tillis, my buddy, my pal,
Greetings to you.
my friend.
I trust you come with honorable words that I can hear kindly.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
We take this settlement for the tribe!
Boom. Okay. Now, let's... No matter what I do, I think I'm gonna have a rebellion pretty imminently. So, let's... sack the place. And then conquer it.
Thirsty for battle.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have a rebellion. This is... repair that. I don't need that. That support, we can repair that.
Ready for battle!
My predicted income is practically nothing, and this distresses me. The obvious thing to do about that is to get rid of an army.
Ready
But I
for
kind of want my armies. Well, here's what I can do.
Thirsty for battle.
I can...
starting out!
I wish I could exchange some units, but okay, yes, I can. Good. So let's put... these guys up in the blades. So the followers of Kotis, rather. So the followers of Kotis are a pretty solid army at this point. Shield Biter, likes a scrap, king, war chief, etc. All good shit. All good stuff. We'll give him a tactician so we can move further. And then this army, I'm just gonna get rid of to save some money. Now, definitely gonna have a rebellion. Hopefully I'll be able to stymie that. These armies are suffering attrition because they don't have a province anymore. So they're going to come up and try to take something. I can upgrade this to the altar of whatever the fuck. And get a little bit of public order from that. Okay. Great. Let's end the turn. One more time and see what Tillis' response to my wanton treachery is. Because that was wanton. I just killed them because I wanted their shit. There was absolutely no justification for that. Now, hopefully, in a perfect world, they would at this point just shrug their shoulders, sail away, and try to take a province from somebody else. But they're not going to do that, because I can't have nice things. They are, however, going to split their forces in an interesting way. Is this army raiding me, I wonder? Rebellion, invasion, returned home, agent hindered. I would love prosperity. They want me to research a tribal economy technology. I don't even have that option, to be honest. But after headhunt, sure, I can do a thing. I gotta deal with the rebels. I also gotta deal with the glory of Epona. Anthea's garrison right now is pretty much nothing. I have to spend some money filling this slot right now. I'm going to fill it with a sacred enclosure. Because I desperately need public order. Public order has been My absolute downfall so far, and I am indeed being raided. But if I can take out the glory of Epona, I think I'm solid. So let's get some Thracian warriors. And some Peltests. That gives me a full stack. And I got an ambush for some reason. I'm actually kind of tempted to fight this on the battle map, but I'm a little worried that I'll just fuck it up. So let's just... Well, decisive victory. I'll take that. I mean, they can't reinforce or anything. So just release the captives there. And now that army is now too weak to take on Anthea, but this army has to go back to Anthea immediately and get rid of the mercenaries. Alright, these guys are going to get one more turn to build up, but I don't think with one more turn they'll be able to overcome the garrison of Odessos plus these Thracian nobles. I think Odessos can still hold them off. And we'll... Yeah, because I've got the Thracian warriors, I've got the warriors and skirmishers on the ground. These guys should have like 8 units after one more turn to build up, so that should be fine. The glory of Epona cannot possibly threaten me at this point, they're too damaged. As long as Anthea gets some time to build its garrison back up towards what it should be. And these guys are also not a threat, their noble horse are very badly injured. Okay. I'm just trying to kind of wrap up the basic threat here before I end the game for tonight. So far, you know what? Doing okay. Doing alright. Fuck. That's why you never say you're doing well. Because the gods hate a liar. Okay. Oh, good. A son comes of age. Love it. Fantastic. This right here is going to be a serious issue. I was hoping that plague would keep these guys pretty much locked down for a while, but it looks like it did not. And Purpudeva definitely doesn't have the resources to stop him. Also, Anthea doesn't have the resources to stop those guys, but I have to kill this rebel army.
For the tribe. Thirsty for battle.
So, what I can potentially do... Let's raise a force here. This will cost me some money, but... I can pull up this guy. Thracian Royal Cavalry. I think he can attack this turn. No, he can't reach him this turn. But he can go into Odessos. No, that didn't... fuck. I was really hoping he could hit them this turn, but I really don't think he can. Oh, he can! Okay, hold up. 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 He doesn't get the fleet. Shit. I was hoping he got the fleet. But this is mainly Thracian warriors, and I have almost entirely skirmishers and cavalry. So... I'm gonna fight this, because these guys are super, super vulnerable to being skirmished. I should save this for the next episode. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. If we can take these guys out, then I think we have a shot at stabilizing the situation. If we can't, then we're absolutely boned. But if we can, which I think we might be able to with all the skirmishers and archers that we have, as long as we just whittle these guys down and don't engage in melee except when it's incredibly favorable to us, I think we'll be in an alright situation. We have cavalry, we have a lot of skirmishers. I think we can probably do this. But it will take very, very good micro on my part, which has never really been my strength. They've just set up on a mountain like a bunch of dicks. On a mountain? Come on now. But my reinforcements are coming on, so we'll just wait for them. I don't have to go anywhere.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Yeah, I know our reinforcements have arrived. Most importantly, including archers. So.
Riders, ready! Missile-armed warriors! Warriors, move out! Thracian Royal Cavalry!
And we are definitely going to want to fast forward because there's going to be a lot of walking around here. I do not intend to run my troops entirely. Yeah, see, the balance of power on the actual field of battle is quite well in our favor. Just because, well, I have missiles. And they, don't. I think they're all just standing up here. Okay, alright. No longer just standing up there.
Riders, advance!
Now it's time to move quickly. The Thracian nobles definitely have to die before they get into melee. The Thracian warriors also should die before they get into melee, but less vital. The other thing, the thing that I haven't mentioned about Thracian warriors and Thracian nobles, these Rumpeia units, if I recall correctly, they have a massive hidden bonus against cavalry. So it isn't shown in their stats anywhere, but they're very, very good at killing cavalry if cavalry stay in melee. So the last thing you want to do is stand and fight those guys. You can charge them because they're in this kind of loose-ish formation. So you can absolutely charge through them, but you really don't want to be standing around trading blows with them.
Orders! Warriors, move out!
Let's try to get our archers
Move it!
up to do some damage.
Orders! Warriors, move out!
These guys just need to stay out of it, basically.
Thracian Royal Cavalry! Forward! Bowmen!
Standard shot will work fine for them.
Understood!
Thracian nobles. That's who we need to kill.
All right. Follow me. Ready. Race in the warriors. Warriors, move out. Bowmen.
Alright, let's get up close enough to start laying some fire down.
Get orders. Get running. Bows.
And what I want to do is get some volleys on the nobles.
Now.
And of course, if anybody comes after me,
Thracian Royal Cavalry! Hungered for blood and battle!
alright, stop.
Hold on!
Pull out. Pull back. Pull back. Do not get hit by javelins.
Ready! Thracian cavalry! Gotcha! Bowman! Loader!
Can you put in a volley? Put in a volley, why don't you? Excellent. And fall back. Oh god. Not what I wanted. Okay, took a lot of casualties, but that's fine. Alright, turn on skirmish mode and fire at will. There we go. Now the skirmishers are isolated a little bit.
Missiles ready! Get ready!
Okay, starting to do some damage. Fantastic. Shoot at them. Doing damage. Bowmen need to get off to the flank. Thracian warriors are taking hits. And the cavalry are going in against the garrison. Can we get a nice flanking charge here on these warriors? Maybe.
Our general is under attack.
Yeah, I know the general's under attack. That's fine. He's got 75 kills already. Alright, and these Thracian warriors are going down. These guys can just keep running. Kind of split them up a little bit.
The battle is turning in our favor.
Yeah, no shit, the battle's turning in our favor. This is the thing about Thracian warriors and Thracian nobles. You start laying missile fire on them and they absolutely crumple. Oh my god, look. These 40 Thracian cavalry have just been sitting up here throwing javelins at these guys. Alright, let's get the charge. Excellent. Caught him with a full charge, no defense. Turn off skirmish mode real quick. My Thracian warriors are taking a beating because they did get charged, but I think it's going to be fine. Because these Thracian warriors, in order to deliver that beating, have bunched up and are now getting just javelined to shit. And now let's get our mercenary Thracian cavalry to run a charge on these nobles, who are standing there facing the opposite way. Oh, nope, here they go. They saw me coming. Yeah. Yep, get out. Get out. They braced. Okay. But everyone who isn't a Thracian noble is now dead. So now we just shoot them with archers. My Thracian warriors did get annihilated. Thracian warriors fighting each other is just a brutal bloodbath. But look, you can see even my javelin units got tons and tons of kills. Actually, no, my Thracian warriors are still alive. Merely badly injured. You guys are out of javelins, so just withdraw. Just get off the field. Actually, no, you're mercenaries, right? I'm gonna disband you at the end of this turn anyway. Expend yourselves, please. Go on, you know you want to do it. You know you want to do it. Charge on in there. Yo, wham. 0 kills on impact. Oh, no, they got one. They got a kill. Oh, they got a few kills. Good on them. Just hold those Thracian nobles in place for a second while my archers get in position.
Our men flee the field
Okay,
of battle.
that's nice.
This is a shameful display.
And yep, they're just gonna stand here and get shot. Is this where it counts, though? Really? Okay, we're gonna continue, actually, because I think I need to run these guys down. If I can. Oh, I think they're gonna reach the edge of the map before I can, though. I just really want this rebel army to actually be destroyed. Okay, nope, we got him. Fantastic. Good stuff. Excellent. Is he not dead? Who's not dead? Okay. Whew. That was solid. That was very, 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 very solid. But I think that did a good job of demonstrating the real weakness of the Thracian roster, which, of course, I am using. The weakness of the Thracian Kingdom roster. Without a lot of heavy skirmish and cavalry support, those Thracian warriors, which are so devastating when they charge into melee, are just meat. 140 kills on a unit of mercenary peltasts. 287. Of course, they just charge the skirmishers. So that's kind of to be expected. Okay. Kill the captives. Don't want any more slaves right now. They cause public order problems. Oh my god, I'm at minus 19 public order again immediately. This is the worst. How? How do I manage this public order shit? That will help. Now let's get rid of these mercenaries so that I can have some kind of income. 400 income, yikes. And I am going to end this episode here, I think. That will be the turn for now. So, we're in dire straits still, but we are at least somewhat stabilized, and I think I can at least recruit a general here in Popudeva, who, in conjunction with the garrison, might be able to, if not hold the city against the Hecatonkires, at least hurt them badly. Because they stop to climb up on the walls, and when they climb up on the walls, they're going to be very, very vulnerable to javelin fire, so I can do that to them. My garrison also includes 1 unit of Thracian warriors, so if a unit of Thracian nobles in combination with that should be able to hurt these guys some. But that will be for the next episode. For now, this has been the first episode of the Thracian experiment in Rome 2 Total War. I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun. I know this is an old game, of course, but I enjoy it. I really like Rome 2, to be honest. When it first came out, like I said, it was kind of a not very good game, but it's gotten a lot better, and I really enjoy it for what it is. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.